Association for inviting me here tonight. I'm part of a party that believes that banking should be a public affair and it shouldn't be controlled by private individuals. Now, my public service to you tonight will be to tell you why the books will never be balanced in this country until we change our banking system. I'm going to give you a quick little demonstration using all the people here as props. Now, pretend this room is the world, and all you are the entire population of this world. And I'm a banker, and everybody here needs a $100 loan. So I pull up my little pad, and I write $100 on it, and I give it to you. That's money now. That's how it works. The big problem is I want more than what I gave you. And since I created that money, you guys didn't get a loan. You guys bought that money from me for more than it was worth. Now I want $100 back more than I gave you from each person in this room. It's an impossibility. So what I'm going to end up with is all the money I gave you and everything that you bought with that money. And that's, at the end of the day, that's how banking works. Banks print money. They don't borrow they don't lend your savings out. That's how it works. And the way you should do it, and the way they did it, there's a funding model that was employed by the Americans in 1776, or after the war was over. The American Revolution wasn't fought so that they could have taxation without representation. The reason that war was fought was for the right to print money without interest. And when the American people employed that system, they built a nation, but it didn't last long. Alexander Hamilton, working with the bankers from England, got to be president, and they ruined that system. And they said that once they employed the system that we use today, the system that I described to you, where the bankers get everything plus something, they had unemployment and homelessness within a year of employing that new system. It ruined everything. There's another example in history where this system was employed, this funding model. From 1933 to 1945, the German people employed this system. And they went from a starving people to hosting the Olympics in 3 years. They had full employment, so much employment, and so much work that they had to import people to do their work. Now, had that war not been imposed upon the German people, they would have been an example to the world. And they used to have ocean liners that would go to other countries. But they were banned from going to England because the British government didn't want to see how well the German people were living. What they would do is, for every mark's worth of work completed, they'd print a mark. That was their standard. The gold standard is not good for anything because the standard changes. The standard is undefined. And an undefined standard is no standard at all. We could fill this room full of money, and some people claim that when you print money, you devalue it. It's not the case. Interest devalues money. Picture you buy a car off. If you buy a car and you drive it off the lot, you can't take it back and get all your money back because it's been used. Well, with money, if you get a bank loan, or if you buy the money from the bank and they give you a check and you leave and you come back 5 seconds later, just because of the passing of time, that money isn't worth its own face value. You can't take it back because now you owe $100 and a penny, say. And that's inflation. It's got nothing to do with how much money you print. The only standard that you should really employ to create money is labor, someone's efforts. Or you can agree as a society that maybe senior citizens have earned the right to get money. Once they get to a certain age, you can print it. And when you print money interest-free, you're always in the black. You don't always have this debt. They can tax us more than they ever have before, and they'll never finish taxing us because you'll never, ever be able to pay back all the money that's owed to the bankers. If they always want more than they've created, then the nation will always be in debt, and that's the biggest problem in the world right now. And these bankers aren't really nice guys either. We won't get into what they do, but they start wars. So in a nutshell, our party's proposing, at a federal level though, see, provincially we can't do much for you. That's what I'm here to tell you. All I can do here is just tell you what's wrong with our system and offer you an honest presence in the House, or in Queen's Park. I used to be in federal, pardon me. So in Queen's Park, I'll be an honest presence if I'm elected. But other than that, no one here can do much for you at all. If they promise you anything, you're going to be disappointed, I'm sure. So Everyone have a good night, and that's the honest truth. Thank you very much.